Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst this morning Lieutenant General Sanjay Sethi, Director General Infosystems. May I now request the honored dignitary to kindly address the august gathering. Please put your hands together and give a warm welcome.
The dignitaries on the stage, all delegates who are here, a very good morning to all of you. It's indeed a matter of privilege for me to address you all. And I'm grateful to General Anand for having given me this opportunity. But I think I'll make good use of it while I'm here. My current assignment deals with procurement and management of information systems in the Indian Army. My organization is structured to do two kinds of tasks. One, we procure big mission mode projects and make them run at enterprise level for the Indian Army, both in the operational as well as in the managerial domain. And the other is what we can't meet at the enterprise level. We have our own startup ecosystem where we develop things, where we encourage people in uniform and also those from outside to work in our labs and solve problems which the Indian Army faces. So if I was to correctly introduce myself, I'm half of a startup and half of a user of startups. So I see both sides of the story working with us. I heard the talks in the morning. I think a fabulous job being done by ECRA in promoting startups, in ensuring that the ecosystem is good to make things work and you all progress. It is indeed heartening to see the videos, the exercise on robotics. It is something fabulous and is the need of the hour. But as a user, I would like to give you my perspective of how things are changing in this domain, how the government policy initiatives are making a difference. So I'll cite two examples of two projects. Won't go into the details of the project, but then there, the classification would come into play. So let me talk of one project which we initiated in 2003, 2004, did a proof of concept, trials, runs, everything done, signed a contract with the PSU in 2007. It was supposed to be a three-phase project. Phase 1 got delivered in 2010. Phase 2 got delivered in 2011. After the delivery of Phase 2 in 2011, came a directive from the government that you can't use components originating from a particular origin or an adversary, and whatever the PSU supplies has to be devoid of those components. It happened in 2011. I think what I'm referring to, most of you would know. As a result, can you imagine the kind of delay Phase 3 occurred? We had a 9 years delay. The components couldn't get replaced. Production started, which was to be delivered in 2012, started in 20, deliveries in 21, and last year I probably signed the last acceptance. So a 9 years delay just to avoid a component originating from a particular source, not even indigenization. So that's the kind of challenge we face when we are putting together complex systems which demand niche technologies, state-of-art technologies, and those are not easily available because probably there is no civil end use and our requirements are very specific. Just keep this aside, I'll give you another example. We started working on a project in 2020, did a proof of concept in Victor Force in Valley. Everything went ticky-boo. RFP was out in 2022. And in IFA, our integral financial advisor in June told us, sir, he doesn't happen to be a class 1 supplier because the local content doesn't meet the requirement of 50%, whichever is the Government of India's policy on the subject. Went back to the vice chief, the project was almost shelved. There were 3 bidders, shelved in June. In October, they came back with certificates signed by chartered accountants, reputed chartered accountants, to say that their content has now increased to more than 60%. So here I'm saying, something in 2007, 2010 vintage to indigenize, it took 9 years. And something which we did in 22 to indigenize took few months, and the industry sprang back to answer our needs. And in fact, that project has now been sanctioned by the service headquarters, and we are hoping that by June we should be deploying it in Northern Command. So things are working. What you guys are doing in ACRA, what individuals are taking initiatives, they are working. In my line of work, I got an opportunity to interact with a lot of you, and I'll reiterate the point which Professor Ajay Sood made earlier. There has to be an appetite for risk, and there has to be an attitude for risk. Success doesn't come easy. And I think the best thing I can do is to quote a tweet which I read almost 4 days back once the SpaceX Starship collapsed after just flying for 4 hours. So, I think it was Anand Mahindra who said, what is not good about Musk is that he raised Tesla. What is not good about Musk is that he has made SpaceX. But what is good about him is his attitude towards risk. Those 4 minutes of flight which fell into Pacific Ocean is now termed as an enormous success, because the kind of data the sensors transmitted did wonderful for SpaceX to do things. So this is something which I think most of you need to carry home. Success won't be easy. Failure management and attitude towards failure will make a difference. I'll not take long. We are just across the road, the DGIS. Whenever, I'm giving an open invitation, whenever you find a RFP, whenever you find a RFI which deals with infosystems, robotics, artificial intelligence, please feel free to approach us. We are accessible. We interact, and we gain from this experience. In fact, the very reason I told General Anand that I'll be here is that this opportunity gives us a forum to build a bridge with ICRA. Otherwise, we've been dealing mostly with CARE, the Center for Artificial Research, CARE in DRDO organization, which helps us meeting a lot of our requirements with reference to artificial intelligence and robotics. But it will be good to build bridge with ICRA. Wonderful session here. Thank you for listening me patiently. I wish you the very best.